Today, I want to talk to you about an issue that our clients and prospects who work in the creative industries often face, which is that they have not taken some preliminary steps to actually protect their intellectual property rights. So by intellectual property rights, I'm referring to trademarks, which are a sign or a word which describes the brand of your company, and which is often therefore stapled on your products, on the branding of your company, on your website. Intellectual property rights also refer to copyright and to design, which protects the external aspects of a particular product. So with trademarks, with copyright, with designs, our clients usually have, if they register them, they have, if possible, they have a strong portfolio of intellectual property rights that they then can monetize and also use in case they need to enforce, protect these intellectual property rights. There is also, in certain creative industries, which have a strong manufacturing aspect, there is also sometimes the use of patents, which are the protection of inventions which are completely novel in their field and which are susceptible of an economic use and exploitation. So, but they are rather rare in most creative industries. However, they can be very important in creative fields such as automotive sector, the high-tech sector, etc. So, focusing in particular on trademarks, we often have clients or prospects who come to us and say, "Well, my brand, my mark has been infringed. What do I do?" So it can be infringed by either competitors or also trademark trolls, who are, for example, quite numerous in countries like China, who have registered such trademark in their country, and even though they are not exploiting the mark, but then they contact the company and they say to the company, "Well, you have to pay me to get your trademark back in China," for example. That happens quite a lot in the Chinese market with Chinese trademark trolls. I mean, no offense, but it is a fact. This kind of trademark trolling does happen in China, as a fact. So whenever they come to us, those prospects and those clients, we ask them, "Why did you not register this trademark in your country, but also in the countries where you do business and manufacturing?" So the countries where basically you have points of sale, as well as countries where you have points of manufacturing, where your products are being manufactured. Why did you not register your trademark there? Because obviously, if you don't, there is the risk that someone else will do that, and then it becomes very expensive and very difficult to get the trademark back, especially in markets, again, like China, where the law that applies is that the first one who registers the trademark has the right, in spite of the actual use of this mark or not. So our piece of advice on this is, when you are starting your business, your creative business, is to immediately, with your counsel, discuss how best to protect your intellectual property rights. You have to bear in mind that those intangibles, these intellectual property rights, this know-how that you have, your reputation, all these intangibles are the most important assets of your company. And please do have a look at Crefovi's article in relation to the evaluation of intangibles, which shows you that today in the 21st century, intellectual property rights and other intangible assets are the most precious assets of any creative business. It's not going to be your company car. It's not going to be your real estate location that you rent to be able to sell your wares and your products, which are going to be your biggest assets. It's going to be the material representation of your ideas, of your creativity through your brand, your trademarks, your designs of your products, and also if you are in the literary or musical sector or artistic sector, your copyright on your artworks, on your books, on your songs. So, coming back to my point, when you start becoming a creative professional, or when you start a creative company, one of your first goals should be, how do I protect my intellectual property rights, my trademarks, my copyright, my designs, and also, if applicable, my patents? Because otherwise, if you don't, and if you have some competitors or other companies which decide to actually use all your intellectual property rights, you are going to lose a lot of revenue streams, which are going to go to those competitors who are copying your products, for example, who are copying your brand, who are copying your designs, and all these revenue streams is going to go to them and not to you, while you are the creator. And this is especially relevant at the moment, for the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years, with the online markets. So, for example, there are lots of platforms such as Wish.com, Amazon.com, Alibaba.com, you know them all, eBay.com, etc., etc. And there's a lot of counterfeit products on these platforms. And so right owners, the creative entrepreneurs, have to actually monitor and control all the products sold on these platforms to ensure that they do not contain some counterfeit products of their own products. So I had a client, for example, who hired, after hiring us to do this job, to monitor the net, to send some takedown notices to the likes of Amazon, to the likes of Facebook, Instagram, eBay, etc., so that these platforms and social media sites would take down the posts, product placings, and product posts, and also pages relating to companies which were infringing our clients' products. And then they actually hired an AI company which was doing this automatically, in an automated manner, and with a back office probably based in India or China, so that it would be cheaper for them. So my point is that especially with the online market, which of course with the impact of COVID is becoming even more important and prevalent, because it's so difficult for all of us to go shopping in shops, the necessity for right owners and creative professionals and companies to protect efficiently their intellectual property rights has increased exponentially. So best of luck with that, with organizing a strategy to decide which intellectual property rights need to be protected, how they should be protected, and also how to enforce them. And don't hesitate to revert back to us if you need some advice on setting up such strategy and then implementing it by registering those different intellectual property rights. So best of luck with putting in place this portfolio of strong intellectual property rights, and be creative. 2021 is definitely going to be a year of change, where I think things are going to become more fluid in due course, more fluid, more connected, more online. And now is the time to actually maximize all these potential, these opportunities which are coming up or soon going to come up. Bye for now.